Off the coast of France sits Guernsey, a self-governing island of just 24 square miles and 64,000 people. On paper, it's a quiet finance hub. But when Harvey Weinstein needed to quietly settle allegations, when Shakira's offshore interests made headlines, when a film financier was suspended last year amid a money probe, the paper trail didn't lead to the Caymans. It led here. The same secrecy pipeline that FBI agent Gregory Coleman exposed while taking down the Wolf of Wall Street is still wide open, hiding Hollywood's darkest scandals. Hollywood is a machine that turns fame into fortunes. But when that fame turns toxic, the fortunes need an invisible escape route. The Guardian's 2017 investigation from Harvey Weinstein to Shakira, the celebrities with offshore interests, peeled back the curtain, revealing a web of shell companies tied to the Channel Islands. Guernsey, a 24-square-mile dependency, has financial services as its largest industry, and a population of just under 64,000. That's a lot of incoming capital for a place smaller than Disney World. The pressure builds every time a scandal breaks and an accountant needs a P.O. box in St. Peter Port. It's the same pressure that drove Harvey Weinstein to use offshore companies to quietly settle allegations. Every time a new #MeToo accusation surfaced, the trail of hush money led back to the same handful of islands. Guernsey's financial services industry, far larger than its tourism or agriculture, is built exactly for this, receiving money that needs a new home fast. Guernsey and Jersey are not independent countries. They are crown dependencies, a constitutional quirk that means they bow to the British monarch but not to the UK Parliament. This autonomy allows them to set their own corporate tax rates, disclosure rules, and oversight or lack thereof. Every May 9th, islanders celebrate Liberation Day, marking the end of German occupation in 1945. That history of resilience has, over decades, translated into a fierce protection of their right to craft their own economic destiny. The result is a VAL, a sovereign-grade secrecy status wrapped in a small island package. For decades, the islands have balanced their tiny size with outsized financial ambition. They host more registered companies than you can count, all behind the shield of crown dependency status. The Liberation Day history matters because it feeds a narrative of independence. These islands fought to be free, and they will set their own rules. Those rules, as it happens, are perfectly aligned with Hollywood's need for quiet money. In 1992, FBI Special Agent Gregory Coleman began looking into a Long Island brokerage called Stratton Oakmont. It would take 6 years to convict its founder, Jordan Belfort. Coleman, who built a 25-year career in financial crimes and money laundering, learned one central lesson: the money never stays where the crime happens. He uncovered a web of offshore shell corporations, registered across jurisdictions like Guernsey and the Caymans, that received the proceeds of pump-and-dump stock schemes. The cash would hit a bank account on the island, instantly layer through 2 or 3 entities, and return as a loan to buy yachts and helicopters. Coleman and his team tracked transfer after transfer from New York boiler rooms to shell companies in offshore jurisdictions. They found the money would hit an account on a Monday, move through a trust by Wednesday, and land as a loan for a luxury car by Friday. Decades later, that identical architecture reappeared. In September 2024, The Hollywood Reporter detailed how film financier Productivity Media suspended its CEO amid a money probe, with funds traced to Channel Islands entities. The pipeline that Coleman mapped is now a busy highway for Hollywood's hidden transactions, from settlement payments to inflated production budgets. After Belfort's conviction, the offshore game didn't shrink. It boomed. Hollywood studios, already masters of creative accounting, layered offshore entities into every blockbuster. By 2021, the U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, established in 1970, was tracking a flood of illicit money. Chinese money laundering networks alone moved over $312 billion in the 3 years to 2024. Cybercriminals siphoned $14 billion in cryptocurrency in a single year. The old Channel Islands playbook now pairs with crypto wallets that can cross borders in seconds. For Hollywood, this is a goldmine. A settlement payment can be converted to stablecoin, parked in a trust on Guernsey, and nobody blinks. The crypto boom supercharged this. Suddenly, a producer could take a profit participation and, within minutes, convert it to digital tokens held by a Channel Islands entity. FinCEN's yearly reports show an arms race between launderers and regulators, and the entertainment industry's complex financial structures often look identical to the money laundering typologies the Bureau flags. The Productivity Media Probe in 2024 is just the latest example of entertainment industry money disappearing into this fog. The boom has made the Channel Islands only more valuable. They offer the patina of old-world finance with a digital backdoor. Governments responded with the biggest fines in banking history. In December 2012, HSBC paid $1.9 billion for money laundering failures. Just 19 months later, BNP Paribas was clobbered with an $8.9 billion penalty for violating U.S. sanctions. Both banks were central pipes in the offshore world. Yet back on Guernsey, the yellow sandstone buildings of St. Peter Port were still processing the same volume of shell company formations. Financial services remained the island's largest industry. The crackdown hit the banks, but the true users, Hollywood producers, celebrity lawyers, talent agencies, were never in the indictment. They were shielded by layers of legal distance. The fines became a cost of doing business for the intermediaries, not a deterrent for the stars. HSBC's $1.9 billion and BNP Paribas' $8.9 billion were described as wake-up calls. Yet in the year after the BNP fine, Guernsey's finance sector grew. The island's promotional brochures still touted stability and discretion. The message was clear: if you're wealthy and famous, you can still send your scandal money through a Guernsey structure, as long as the bank on the front end pays its fine. The system absorbed the shock. Every crackdown causes a displacement. As the Channel Islands faced more scrutiny, a new destination rose: Turks and Caicos Islands, a British overseas territory of 59,000 people. It sells itself as a tourism paradise but operates as an offshore finance center, complete with the same shell company convenience and tropical confidentiality. The $312 billion in Chinese money laundering, flagged by FinCEN, shows that the pipeline is truly global. Gregory Coleman, the FBI agent who brought down Jordan Belfort, once said that in financial crime, you follow the money, not the person. His investigation proved that the secret isn't in the penthouse, it's in the P.O. box on a tiny island. Today, that P.O. box might be in Providentials, Turks and Caicos, or an electronic wallet registered to a trust company on Guernsey. The $312 billion offshore money wave, the crypto billions, the Hollywood scandals, they all converge here. Coleman's old case files, now gathering dust, mapped this route before anyone said Wolf of Wall Street. The map hasn't changed, it's just got more addresses. So why does a 24-square-mile island hide Hollywood's darkest scandals? Because it never asks the right questions. The same system that cleaned Wolf of Wall Street money now cleans Hollywood's. And the money isn't slowing down. As long as fame creates fortunes that need to vanish, the pipeline will just keep moving, from the Channel Islands to the Caribbean to a blockchain address nobody can read. The next time you hear about a celebrity settlement, remember the mailbox